Ashley. So today we are going to go from this absolutely heinous ballerina bun to a braid. And this is because I tried and really failed to do another no heat hairstyle last night, and it just, like I said, really failed hard. So we're gonna shake it out. Just look extra attractive for a few seconds. And lots of shaking. Just give me a minute. Okay, so we're gonna go from this craziness to a Dutch side braid. And it's definitely one of my favorite braids, and super easy to recreate. So let's get started. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of the Fakai Blowout Hair Refresher Dry Shampoo. So I just take that and shake it into my hair at the crown and the roots and wherever you need a little extra body. Everywhere. Okay, so now that you look utterly insane, we're gonna go ahead and pull the hair to whatever side you want the braid to be and brush through the crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna start right after my part and separate it into 3 sections. So 1, 2, 3. They don't have to be like absolutely perfect because we're gonna be adding hair to them anyway, but just start somewhat similar. And so I'm braiding each side under the middle, and then on that second round I'm gonna start adding to it. So it goes under and I hold it like that, and then I add hair to it. So I just keep doing that. And don't be afraid to add like a lot of hair to each section, because you want it to get thicker more towards the top instead of just at the bottom. And I think it's a little easier if you're first starting out to like have a comb with you and comb it out with each piece that you bring in. But if you're decent with braids, you can skip that part. And I braid pretty tightly, but we don't want to wind up bald at the end of it, so don't go crazy, and that will also make small children cry. Okay, so I see you've got a little piece like that. Don't worry about it as you're braiding it. You can go back and fix it later. And if there are pieces, like one piece is a lot bigger than the other, just make sure you're adding less hair to it each time and then more hair to the smaller pieces, because you don't want to wind up at the bottom of your braid with like 2 humongo pieces and then 1 tiny piece. And just make sure as you get closer to the end of your hair that you're braiding it close to the nape of your neck. And I'm going to add it to that one. Okay, so now after all the hair is added, you just braid down the rest of the way. And if you want, you could leave it just like that, but what we're gonna do next is pancake it. So at the bottom I leave about that much, just a decent sized chunk, because you need quite a bit to pull from. So usually I start pulling without putting hair tie on it, so I just hold it with my fingers and then with my other hand grab at the bottom section and pull out. And that is all that pancaking is. So I'll usually keep to one side for like a few, 2, 3, and then go to the other side and start pulling from it. And then if you need to like move your fingers up a little, because you see how quickly the hair goes, you can do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair tie on it. And then I'm going to keep going up the braid, and as you go up, it kind of pulls hair and steals from your little baby pancakes at the bottom. So you'll have to go back through and pull those back out. And it's okay if it's uneven as you're going up the top, because you can just, like I said, you can go in and pull back out like as much as you want. But I try and do it in more or less one fell swoop all the way up first, and then go back and retouch it. So when I'm by my ear, I don't usually pull out as far because I don't want my entire ear to be covered, which if you do, then by all means go ahead and pull it out. But yeah, I usually pull a little less towards my ear and then more again up towards the top. And if you have a piece that kind of comes out entirely like that one, you can pin it back in later if it doesn't push in quite right. And then just go back through and fluff it a little bit. And I think the place where most people go wrong in trying to pancake is trying to pull like an entire section of the braid out instead of just going from the edges. So if you go from the edge and just pull gently, you can get a big fluffy braid like this. So I think that's about where I want it at. And then at this point, I would just make sure the hair ties where I want it, which I'm fine with where that one is. And then I would just take some hairspray and spray it. And that's all. So if you have any questions for me or any suggestions or recommendations for future tutorials, just leave it in the comments down below.